finally got back to the Antique Collectors Mall was not open, but Antiques and Geeks and Flea Marketeers. I got these 6 games from Antiques and Geeks. I pretty much always get something when I'm in there. I think maybe 2 times I didn't. I want to say thank you to everybody who left the kind comments on that last video. I'm feeling a little better at the moment. I'm not going to sit here and say I feel great, but it was nice to get out to the antique stores and stuff, and kind of brightens the spirit, right? You know? But, so I might have a little more pep in my step for this video. Not to say it'll be a ton, but thank you to everybody for the kind comments. It means a lot. It really does. Alright, so I got 6 games all from the same. These places have vendors, right? And all 6 of these games are $2.14 after tax. First one here is a Prince of Persia Rival Swords for $1. The disc is actually in pretty good shape. It's complete. I want to say this was also on the DS and the PSP, perhaps. Of course, GameStop put the sticker on the artwork. I don't know why they do that. Like, I don't get that. I really don't. But it was $17.99 at some point. This sells for like $10, $11, $12, nothing crazy. I'm kind of interested in giving it a play. I never played this one, so I don't know if this is just straight up. I don't know if this is like a port or kind of a little bit of added stuff of the 2 Thrones. I'm not sure. It's one I've not played. Next 2 are Xbox One games that I picked up. This one I've played a bit. The rest of these games are all 25 cents each. That's right, 25 cents. FIFA 17. I did play some of this when I had EA Play. Maybe probably 5 or 6 years ago. It does have the game's in good shape. When is this good till? I wonder if someone used this 2 days to gold. It doesn't have expiration date on it. I bet you it's either been used or it doesn't work. Ultimate Team. I remember playing some of this and enjoying it. I grabbed it to have a soccer game, and it was a quarter. There was a bunch of games in there for a quarter. And then nothing was over $1. Next time I'm in there, I might dig through again. It's the same place I got those other games from, except now they're just straight up a quarter a piece. I think the last time they were 75 cents. These are not PS3 games in there. Disc only and jewel cases. Obviously, I don't have a PS3. If anything, I would buy like 4 for $1 or something. And just see if I could sell them in a lot. But I don't know how scratch those discs would be. These discs are in good shape, as is Rival Swords. This in the next game as well. The Blu-ray discs are harder to scratch. I mean, you could obviously scratch them if you wanted to, but if it falls on its face on the floor, it's not going to get, screwed up pretty badly like, the older discs, DVDs and stuff. FIFA 17 and an NHL game here. NHL 22. Another quarter with Austin Matthews on the cover. So this would have come out in 21. Oh, this actually had a control thing here. Huh. Look at that. Yeah. Hell of a control thing. I'm pretty sure that I looked at these discs. Yeah, these are in nice shape. A couple little marks, but does have a little damage to the plastic. I don't care, obviously. I'll probably pop this in at some point and screw around with it. It's an NHL game. These are quarter, so I don't care. Like, I play it once and don't whatever. It doesn't matter. Even rival swords at $1. It doesn't matter. I don't know how these ones are. I've not. The last time I put time into NHL was, I don't know if it was this one or if it was like maybe NHL 24, one of the ones where they did the extra mode where it was NHL 94. So you were playing with all the players today. Well, when it came out, I think it was 24, but it was the 94 graphics and the game style. I think I did the playoffs through there with like Edmonton or something, but it didn't have a season mode, which would have been sick. Like if they were just putting out, even if it was just like downloads, like do they do that? Like if it was just NHL 94 style with all the bells and whistles, trades, GM mode, season mode, just in that graphical style with the players would be awesome. I'd be all about it. I'll probably give this one a little bit of play, just screw around a little bit. The next 3 are all Nintendo 64 games. Like I said, they were all quarter piece. I've not tested them. Well, I can't test 2 of them, I'll tell you why. But this one I can, but I have not tested it yet. NASCAR 99. Label's a little beat up. But like I said, it's a quarter. Okay. I can test this one, obviously. I do have a razzle, but I'm about to open this up. I get the tighten up a little bit. This game only sells for like $6-7. Like I said, I grab them. I'll check the prices later. It's a quarter. I don't care. A quarter's not gonna hurt me in any. And at this point, it's like, you know what? I'm giving money to the antique place, to that vendor. They're getting rid of some of this shit they probably never thought they'd get rid of, right? It's not costing me. It's cost me $2.40. Now, if even one of these was just $2, it'd be worth it. And I will play these a little bit, and I'll probably give this a little bit of a go too. So, the more expensive one in a bug. I want to say I played a NASCAR game at some point, but I don't know what system it was on. It could have been on Nintendo 64. I might give this a little bit of a go as long as it works. The next 2, I was shocked to see them in there. And they also had Super Famicom games in there too for a quarter. It was like a horse racing game, Derby Stallion, and a baseball game. There's a Super Nintendo football, NCAA football game there. But these 2 are Japanese Nintendo 64 games that I cannot. I'm pretty sure the Nintendo 64 is not region free. Now, I might throw them in there just to see if it goes on and it's like you can't play this one here. It's not this region. Just to kind of see if it is reading it or attempting to, so that they maybe would work. Because I plan on trying to sell these. These games sell for like $15 a piece on eBay. Now, if I could throw them in there and it says something like, "Oh, you can't play this on the system," I could be like, well, maybe it works then because it is trying to read it. But I don't know if that's going to work. Even still, if I list them on eBay, I'll just say untested, and I'll sell 2 of them for like maybe 15 or even a little less. Take a risk on it, right? Someone could take a risk on it to untested, but this first one is Yoshi's Story. I'm pretty sure it's Yoshi's Story, but I like their quarter piece. I'm not. Like I said, it doesn't matter even if no one's selling them. Maybe at some point I get a Japanese Nintendo 64. You can find them on eBay. Maybe I'll do that. The one place I've bought Super Famicom games from on eBay, a decent amount. I'm pretty sure they have the system, Nintendo 64 systems, Japanese. They just sell like Japanese games. I think they have some North American stuff. They're located in Colorado, but they sell all the Japanese region stuff. I'm buying it. It's a freaking quarter. Even after tax, it's $2.14 for 6 games. Okay, like. I'm taking the risk, I could take this outside and throw it on the ground, smash it, and it'd be worth the quarter, But Yoshi's Story. And Mario Kart 64. Maybe I could try to figure out if there's a way to mod my Nintendo 64 to get it to play the Japanese games. I don't know if that's a thing, because you were able to do that. With the old Super Nintendos, I think you were able to break off things on the inside. Because the cartridge is a different shape, slightly different shape, so it didn't fit in there. So I don't know. These are all the same shape though, so I don't know if it'll work. I love how they're still calling them cassettes. They were not doing that on the North American versions. Because if you look at the Super Famicom box, it's a cassette on it. You pop this in the cassette player. But in Mario 64, I looked them up. This card's actually in pretty good shape. I saw people selling $15. Now, if I throw, like I said, if I can throw them in there, and it's trying to read them, so they are working, but it just won't play them. I don't know if that's gonna be the case. That'd be cool because then I'm a little more confident. I could sit here and not say untested. I mean, I could still technically say untested, but whatever. But I could at least be like, well, most likely works. Because even if I sold the two of these for like $12, I'm still making some money, you know. But maybe I sit here and get a. I have to see how much they're selling for the Japanese Nintendo 64. Spend a little more money and then go in there from time to. I mean, then I could also buy it because I can buy these. They're also cheaper, a lot of them. But I thought it was just cool to see them in there. Like, why are these in there? Or they don't work at all, and that's why they're a quarter. But I understand this is a quarter. It sells for. I don't even know if I would sell this anyway because there's a good chance I would literally lose money between the eBay fees, the quarter it cost, and the shipping, which could be $5 on its own. I'd probably either make 10 cents or lose like 50 cents. I'm gonna screw around with it. Throw in the collection. Obviously, these have no value. I bought these to screw around with, maybe. Like I said, it's a quarter. See, I'm gonna give this $1. I was like, I'll give this a play. Maybe sell it later on. I thought that was cool. You'll see them in there. That's how you'll get me to buy stuff that I will either mess around with and play, attempt to sell, or they're useless. Whatever. Hey, you're getting some money. You're getting rid of some shit, right? It's a sale for that guy, whoever runs that booth area. I have no problem. That's no harm, no foul. To me, at a quarter. If these are all $1 a piece, it's a different story. I'm probably, as crazy as that sounds, but I'm not losing anything there. If I went in there and bought freaking $50 worth of games for a quarter, and half of them I can't do anything with, yeah, sure, I could sit here, but it's something to do from time to time. Hey, get some ad revenue too off of eBay. Just gonna make the money back on these games. But yeah, I'll pick up video here. Got a Wii game, Rival Swords, Prince Persia. 2 sport games for the Xbox One. NASCAR 99 for the Nintendo 64, the North American Nintendo 64. And 2 Japanese N64 games. Mario Kart. Yoshi Story. I do want to pop these open too, just to kind of get a look in there. So. I'll have to look and see if there's a way to fiddle with anything. I used to play a ton of Mario Kart 64. Me and my friends used to play multiplayer and stuff. It was awesome. Little balloons over your head. Every time you get hit, you lose one. I used to play the multiplayer. But yeah. Just the video games pick up. It's been a little while since I could have thrown the. I should have threw the Game Boy games in there too. It doesn't matter. Game Boy Advance games in there too. I forgot. I had gotten Sega Smash Pack for the Game Boy Advance. It's got Golden Axe. I could just grab them, but I don't feel like it. Golden Axe, Sonic Spinball, and Echo the Dolphin. I wanted it for Golden Axe. These 3 games are $16. The 2 games I wanted to play Golden Axe on there. The port of that is not great. It's a little. It doesn't run well. I played it for about 15 minutes. It's not unplayable, but if you're just playing the Genesis version or anything else, it's gonna be better. I mean, I have it on that Sega game collection on the Xbox One. Nancy Drew game, which I wanted. Wouldn't think I'd want that, but it's a point-and-click game. Apparently, it's a port from a PC game. I want that too. Now, these games on their own sell for like $12, $13 a piece. And the third game I do not want. It's like some horse stables game. Then I'm like, okay, I can take that game and throw it in with some other Game Boy Advance games I have lying around into a lot or something. But did I need to pick it up at $16 for the 3? That was after tax and everything. It's not a bad price, but it's probably an unnecessary buy. When you're getting 6 games for freaking $2.14. These are better than garage sales. That's how you sell shit, though. Now, that's the thing at some of these antique places, real quickly. Antique places. That's funny. The Crazy Taxi 3 is still there, complete for the Xbox in the one booth. They have a lot of good stuff in that booth, actually. That's like a tiny version of like what a video game store They have a glass case with a good amount of shit in it for a bunch of different systems: PlayStation, PS2, PS3, 360, original Xbox, Genesis, NES, Super Nintendo, DS, Wii. Not, there's probably maybe 100 games total, not a ton. But it's a little booth. And there's actually some other stuff on the side, too. So there's probably more than 100 games that are out of the glass case. That's where I got Buffy from, that vendor. If I'm willing to spend money on games I want for my collection, definitely. And that Crazy Taxi's still there. It's been there since we moved down here in June of 24, so, or May. The first time I would have went in there was June of 24. So, it was the same thing with the Buffy. It was there for a while, over a year, and then I picked it up. Well, not over a year, I'm sorry, it wasn't a year. It's like 10 months. But yeah, that's the thing, is that you see some of these games in there, and they'll never sell. I mean, someone like me just coming in and buying these games, it's huge for that vendor, because they're probably thinking, eventually over time we'll sell, just because the price at 25 cents, hey, screw it. I'm just going to buy them, If I play them once and screw it, doesn't matter, it's worth the quarter, Like I said, I can throw this into the wall, and I'm getting a quarter's worth out of it, right? I got use out of it. I'm able to make a video out of these, so. But some stuff you see there sitting around for years and years and years. The same thing at the flea markets on Long Island. When I used to go to the ones at the train stations in Belmore and stuff. You go there for 5 years in a row. You're seeing the same games that are now sun faded because they're out in the sun. The label, the artwork's sun faded. It's been there for so long. And people still try to sell them at prices. It's like, this is what you got to do. A quarter. And you just, this one was $1, which is still great. You're moving 6 items right there. Boom, done. If I really wanted to, I could spend another $3 and came home with another 12 games. So when I go to the doctor, I'm going to go over there afterwards, because I have a 2:30 appointment. So I'll walk over to the places, and that Antiques and Geeks open until 5. I'll probably go in there and spend a couple bucks. Yeah, fuck it. See what else? Because it's just like a plastic bin with a bunch of stuff in it. And then they have the other spot, which I've gotten stuff at, that's right across from it. I think it's the same vendor that has all the stuff. I've got a decent amount of stuff from there too, like Tony Lewis baseball. I got from there, Ninja Gaiden. They used to be downstairs by the entrance, and then I guess they went upstairs. And other games as well. I got from there. I got Broken Sword, I think, for there on the Xbox, Sleeping Dragon. I think I got 1 or 2 other things from there as well. But they always have stuff there I'm looking at. I'm like, oh shit. I got a couple things I sold from there too. But the Resident Evil, I got the Resident Evil 1, the director's cut, which just went. I played it for about 45 minutes and it didn't work. I mean, the disc is pretty messed up. It's not to say it won't screw up at another point, but it allowed me to sell the other copy I got from the garage sale back in New York. But anyway, this is I'm Chewing Video Games Pickup, and thanks for checking this out, and have a good day. You see how much my mood boosts when I'm talking about video games stuff? Like I said, it was good to just get out. It's a nice 70-degree, sunny day. Just get out and walk. It boosts my spirit. I'm feeling a little better. I don't feel 100% great, but I think a lot of people, like, if you're dealing with mental shit, like if your mind goes to something else, you could almost just like push that shit back into the back of your head when you focus on something else. But anyway, thanks for checking this out.